Hey, what's up guys? So we're going to be checking out some new Yu-Gi-Oh cards that just got announced. We're talking about cards for Shark as well as, of course, our boy Jack Atlas. Anyways, there's some new synchro support and I'm actually most excited about this because there's that new red super boss Nova Dragon that just banishes everything your opponent has. And with that new ruling in 2020, maybe this will actually be a pretty good deck to go ahead and start running. Anyways, Red Familiar, this is the new card over here. Here's a zoomed up picture on him. He's got 1600 attack and 0 defense points, and it says that he's a Dark Fiend effect, level 4, and you can only use his card's name first and second effects once per turn each. The first effect is to tribute one Fiend monster, then target one Dark Dragon Synchro monster graveyard to special summon in defense position but negate its effects. The second effect is you can banish this card from your graveyard, then target one Dark Dragon Synchro monster you control and declare a level 1 through 8. That monster's becomes that level until the end of the turn. If only this card could also be level 2 and also be a tuner, this would help out the deck a lot, but that effect is actually really good already. And considering you contribute itself, I guess then you could just have another monster. This is actually pretty big for the deck because you do technically go into things as stepping stones, but I don't know about a Dark Dragon Synchro. If you guys haven't seen the video, I'll recommend it at the end. It summons like the new boss monster. This card can absolutely just win on its own for the most part. You literally banish everything that your opponent has as a quick effect. Anyways, next up over here, we have a new Resonator for them. This was probably going to be their better card, honestly. Anyways, it's a level 2 with 800 attack, 300 defense points, and its name is Crimson Resonator. It's a Dark Fiend tuner effect. And it says you can only use these cards first and second effects once per turn each. It says that you cannot special summon monsters from the extract during the turn you activate any of this card's effects except for Dark Dragon Synchro monsters. And at that point, oh man, that really ruins the junk engine. Anyways, the first effect says, if you control the monsters, you can special summon this card from your hand. Oh, okay. The second effect is, if the only other monster you control is exactly one Dark Dragon Synchro monster, you can special summon up to 2 Resonating monsters from your hand or deck except for itself. Wow, that effect is really good. And again, it's probably just going to be more support for the new boss Red SuperNova Dragon. That, like I said, if you guys haven't seen that, definitely check it out. I mean, we're making 3 copies of it, and with the new ruling, it's going to be even easier to pull off. Anyways, next up we have Command Resonator, which is a quick play spell card that says you can activate one card with this card's name per turn. This card Resonator monster to add one level 4 or lower Fiend monster from your deck to your hand. Wow, this could actually be pretty big because you can search out that Resonator card already, and then on top of that, being able to add any level 3 or lower Fiend. I'm sure there's gonna be some other archetype that splashes this in. Heck, Red Resonator was always splashable in a lot of different things just for the extra free summon. Next up though, we have the Red Rain over here, which is going to be a trap card for them. It says you can only use this card's name second effects once per turn. The first effect is if you control a level 8 or higher Synchro monster, it banishes as many monsters on the field as possible except for the monsters with the highest level. And if you do face up monsters on the field that were not banished by this effect are unaffected by card effects this turn except for their own. And then the second part, if a Dark Dragon Synchro monster is synchro summoned to your field while this card's in graveyard, you can add this card to your hand. So it's like infinite. It doesn't even say like, but banish it when it like you use it again or anything like that. Okay, so that's really annoying. So literally, you could just go ahead and be like, oh, I banish all your cards with this effect, then the other card's effect banishes all the cards. That's nasty. This is just straight up troll. It honestly is a win harder card, and people probably won't be doing it, but that's just dirty, man. Anyways, next up we got new Shark support cards. So this is Lantern Shark. It's a water, and it is level 4 with 1500 attack, 900 defense points, water fish. And it says you can only use this card's name first effect once per turn. The first effect is, if this card is normal or special summon, you get to do special summon one level 3, 4, or 5 water monsters from your hand in defense position except for itself, and you can't special summon monsters from the extra deck for the rest of the tournament except for Exceeds monsters. The second part is this card can be treated as a level 3 or 5 monster when used for the Exceed summon of a water monster. Next up we have the Cutter Shark over here, and he is a level 4 with 1600 attack, 500 defense points, and it says you can only use this card's name first effect once per turn. The first effect being you can target one water monster you control that has a level and special summon one fish monster with the same level but with a different name from your deck, but for the rest of the turn it cannot activate its effects. Also, you cannot special summon monsters from the extra deck except for Exceeds monsters. This card can be treated as a level 3 or 5 monster when used for the Exceed summon of a water monster. Okay, more than likely we want the boss monsters effect over here, so let's go ahead and check out this card. So anyways, his name is the Valiant Shark Lancer over here, and he's got 2500 attack, and he is a rank 5, and it requires 2 level 5 monsters. And it says you can only use his cards first and second effects once per turn each. The first effect being you can target one monster your opponent controls and detach one material from a monster you control, and if you do, destroy that target. This is a quick effect if you control another water exceeds monster, which that's a lot easier to do now, obviously. The second effect is if another water exceeds monster you control is destroyed by battle of a card effect while this monster is in the monster zone, you can choose one spell from your deck and place it on the top of your deck. Oh, so it's basically for the rank up. Okay, that can get pretty nasty, but again, this requires you to have doubles. And at that point, like honestly, that's at least 4 monsters, right? I think that there are better options at the end of the day. But let's check out the other support before we sign it out and say it's a 2 out of 10. Anyways, this card is called the Air Torpedo. It is a normal spell card that says you can only use either this card's name's first or second effects per turn, and only once that turn. The first effect is to target one water exceed monster you control, detach one material from it, and if you do, inflict damage to your opponent equal to the number of cards in your hand times 400. And if you do, that monster gains attack equal to the amount of damage dealt, damage this effect dealt. Okay, I wonder, does anyone know if there's a way to like add a bunch of cards? Honestly, I already think that 6 Samurais, you'd have to increase the level of one of the cards, but I'm pretty sure 6 Samurais can actually FTK with this card. I'm not even trolling. Yeah, this is definitely going to be happening. And then it also gains attack, so you can, I guess, one-shot your opponent. But I mean, really, like, it doesn't even make you discard the card, so if it doesn't go off, like, it's just free extra bonus damage. Like I said, there's going to be FTK with this, guaranteed. Anyways, next up, you can banish this card and one water monster from your graveyard to draw 2 cards. Wow, that is an insane effect. Okay, now this deck is looking a lot better, because originally I was going to be like, okay, it's not that great, but we still have more cards, guys. It's not over. Anyways, this is the last one on this page here. So this is XYZ Revive Splash. It's a normal trap card that says you can only use this. You can only use either of this card's first or second effect per turn, and only once that turn. The first effect is to target one rank 4 or lower exceeds monster in your graveyard and special summon it. If you do, its attribute becomes water. Wow, okay. And the second effect is you can banish this card from your graveyard, then target one water exceeds monster you control, special summon one water exceeds monster that is 1 rank higher from your extra deck by using that target you control as the Exceeds material. This is treated as Exceeds summon, also transfer the materials to the summon monster. Okay, but I still think that what's difficult with this new boss monster card is, again, just trying to get out 4 monsters. Realistically, it's a hefty investment, and at the end of the day, again, I feel like there's people that will be making better choices here. And like I said, we got some more cards, but wow, I'm just super surprised that we're getting new support for this. And let me know, guys, what you think of all of these cards that we went over down below. But like I said, we got more cards here. So anyways, this is, gosh, I don't even know how to pronounce that. Loptier, the Shadow of the Generaider boss, which is a fire fairy effect. Level 4, 1500 attack, 1500 defense points, and here's a zoomed up picture on this guy over here. Anyways, it says you can only use the third effect of this card's name once per turn. You can only control one Loptier? Shadow of the Generaider boss. The Generaider, second part of the effect says Generaider monsters you control gain 1000 attack and defense during your opponent's turn only. The third effect is during the main phase, as a quick effect, you contribute 1 Generaider monster to special 1 level 9 Generaider monster with a different name from your deck. Which, I mean, that's a pretty good effect to just special summon whatever you want for any archetype. But anyways, let me know, guys, what you think of these down below in the comment section below. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. And if you guys got gameplay of this and you want to send in, feel free to send it in to azneyesreplays@gmail.com. And if you're new to the channel here, hit subscribe, turn that bell so you don't miss out on that new gameplay. And definitely check out the Super Red Nova boss. I mean, this is going to be definitely the card that you're going to be getting out with all of the new support. But anyways, I'll catch you guys in the next video. Have a good one, and I'm signing out. Peace.